Now it's time for page 4. Find the slope for this table. And it gives you a bunch of ordered pairs. That's all this is, this T-bar graph. 3, -6, 5, 2, 7, 10, 9, 18, and 11, 26. It gives you the formula for slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Change in x over change, or change in y over change in x. I won't be that nice. I'm not going to give you the formula for slope. You should know the formula for slope. So when they do this, they're being very generous in the high school. This is, I mean, honestly, you guys are gifted children. You shouldn't need the formulas, but the kids in the high school that take algebra, they probably need this formula on the test so they can do this. Now, knowing the parts of this to put in where. Good news is, it doesn't matter what parts you use as long as you're consistent. I'm going to use 9/18 and 3 -6. Doesn't matter what ones I use. 18 is y2, so it's going to be 18 minus y1, which is -6. 18 minus -6. There we go. And as the denominator, I have to match up with 18, so it's 9 minus 3. So that's what we do. Change in y, 18 minus -6, over change in x, 9 minus 3. Easy one, 9 minus 3 is just 6. But then this one, a double negative, cancels out, is just a positive. 18 plus 6 is 24. And 24 divided by 6 is just the slope is equal to 4, or 4 over 1. If you want to leave it in rise over run form, you could put it as 4 over 1. That's okay. It doesn't matter. You could leave it as just 4. They're the same thing for the slope. You write them either way. Now, I can show you another method. Any one of these numbers up here. Let's do 7, 10, 5, 2. 10 minus 2 over 7 minus 5. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 5 is 2. 8 divided by 2, still 4. Doesn't matter which one I use on this problem. The slope better come out to be, for number 25, 4 on each one of them. Okay? Now, they do the same stinking thing on number 26. It's the same problem. Only now, instead of giving you a bunch of them in a graph or a chart, they give you the ordered pairs, 1, 4, 0, 3. Now, the good news is it doesn't matter if you flip-flop them accidentally. Let's say I go 4 minus 0. Instead of y2 minus y1, instead of 0 minus 4, I go 4 minus 0. As long as I'm consistent, I'm going to get the same answer. Since I did 4 minus 0, I have to do 1 minus 3. Okay, 4 minus 0 is 4. 1 minus 3 is -2. 4 divided by -2 is -2. Now, if I did it the correct way, it would have been 0 minus 4 over 3 minus 1. Which is -4 over 2, which is still -2 for the slope. So it doesn't matter which way, as long as you're consistent, you're going to get the right answer for this. Now the next two are just basic. I don't even need to do any work for them. Number 27. A balloon is released into the air. It goes straight up in a vertical line. What is the slope of the balloon's path? Now, a vertical line, you need to know two things. Number one, a vertical line and a horizontal line. What is the big difference between those two comments? A vertical line is up and down. Okay, this is a vertical line. Okay, that is a vertical line. A horizontal line is one that goes side to side. Now, this one right here, a side to side line, if you were to do any point on here, let's go with 0, 0, and 5, 0. If I find the slope of a horizontal line, it's 0 minus 0 over 5 minus 0. I don't even need to do any work. 0 minus 0 is 0 as the numerator. 0 divided by anything is 0, and it ends up being 0 divided by 5. The slope of a horizontal line, you just need to know the slope of a horizontal line, a flat line, is 0. There's no rise or run, it's just flat, boring. Now, you can hear somebody mowing. Sounds like they're right outside my house. It's not me, I'm not mowing. Vertical line, this one's a little different, okay? Let's say I use this point, which is 5, 0, or -5, 0. and I use this one, which is negative 5, 5. And I put these into the slope formula. I have, let's go 5 minus 0 over negative 5 minus a negative 5. Automatically, I see my denominator is 0. Bad. You cannot have a denominator of 0. You can't divide by 0. Now, a lot of you wanted to say the slope of this is 0. 5 divided by 0 is not 0. 5 divided by 0 is undefined. You can't do it. You cannot divide by 0. I do this example in my class all the time. If I have a pocket full of nothing and I have to distribute nothing to 5 people, how much nothing can I give to each one of those people? I can give unlimited amounts of nothing. I can give nothing until my eyes bleed. That's undefined. You can't give nothing, okay? There's no such thing as giving nothing. So number 27, the slope of a vertical line is undefined, not 0. Undefined. Now, Beck is drawing a rectangle on a graph paper. Okay? The equation is y is equal to negative 2x plus 7. Forms the top of the line of the rectangle. Remember that opposite sides of rectangles are parallel. What is the slope of the bottom line of the rectangle? Now, we need to know two things. Parallel, perpendicular. Parallel lines are two lines that never intersect. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect to form 90-degree angles. Like these two lines right here, perpendicular. All the vertical lines on my graph, parallel, okay? And parallel lines in a formula for slopes intercept, y equals mx plus b, parallel lines have the exact same slope. Parallel lines, same slope. So this one is a no-brainer. It gives you the answer right in the problem. What is the slope of a parallel line? It's the same slope as what this line is, negative 2. So the slope here should be negative 2 or negative 2 over 1. No math, no work, no anything. Just read. Just know your rules, okay? So far, 2 problems. All you need to know are rules, and you would have gotten them right. Find the slope of the line that goes through these 2 points right here. It's the same as this one. Same. 3 problems, exact same work. The only thing that they do, oh, they're so mean. Watch what happens with this one. Oh, I don't know what to do. I just got done explaining it to you. Watch carefully. I do negative 4 minus a negative 4 over 6 minus a negative 1. I don't even care. When I look at this one, I've got a negative 4 plus 4. It equals 0 over 7. Doesn't matter. Some of you put the slope as 0 over 7. No. 0 divided by any whole number, any number at all, the slope of this is just 0. Okay? So number 29, the slope of that point is just 0. Number 27, the vertical line is undefined. 28, the slope of the parallel line is negative 2. Now here you need to know the rule for perpendicular. The slope of perpendicular lines, that's 2 lines that intersect to form 90-degree angles, like that. The slope of perpendicular lines are the reciprocal and opposite. What that means is you look at the slope of the equation, which was y is equal to 3x minus 1. Okay? Y is equal to 3x minus 1. The slope of the line is 3. If they want the slope of the line that is the perpendicular line to that, that means it's the reciprocal of 3, or 3 over 1. It would turn into 1 over 3, but then it's the opposite sign. Instead of a positive 1/3, it would be a negative 1/3. Again, there's really no math to do in numbers 27, 28, and 30. All you need to know are rules. And if you know the rules, these things would have been substantially easier. Okay? Now, 31. Bob made $40,000 in 2012. In 2016, he made $60,000. Find the rate of change from 212 to 216. Remember to label. Now, this one, not a huge fan of the way this one's worded, because you could have any one of 2 answers for this problem, okay? Now, what I mean by that is if they are just looking for the change in his pay from 2012 to 2016, the rate of change would be $20,000. Okay, $20,000. It went up from 40,000 to 60,000 from 2012 to 2016. Do they want it per year? They don't tell you. Okay, they just tell you the rate of change from this to then. Okay, do they want it per year? Well, here's another way that this can mess you up. Do you count 2012? If you do, then there are from 212, there's 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. There are 5 years that you could possibly be working with. So the rate of change would be to find out the change in his pay, which was, we already said, $20,000 over a 5-year period. And a lot of you forgot to label your answers on this one. The rate of change is around $4,000 per year. Okay, and yes, you have to label these things. If you just put 4,000 or whatever, you need to make sure you label it's $4,000. If you just put 4, and I'm an accountant and I like my money, I'm going to tell you it's 4,000 ducks, not dollars. And I'm making money because you don't know what it is. Okay, that's a little goofy, but just be safe. Now, if you don't count 2012, this changes your problem. That means you only went from here, there, 4 years. That means the rate of change from the end of year 2012, where he made $40,000, to the end of year 2016, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So you divide by 4. So instead of a $4,000 per year, it's actually $5,000 per year. Okay, I would accept any one of those answers. If you looked at it just as the change in 2012 to 2016, it's a $20,000 per 4-year period, whatever. It does not say the rate of change from 2012 to 16. It doesn't give you specifics on this one. That's a horribly worded problem. I didn't write it, the high school did, so whatever. Any one of 3 answers would be acceptable. $20,000 a year, $4,000 a year, or $5,000 a year. If you put any one of those on your test, some of you forgot to label them and you did get one of those, that's no big deal. We'll work on it. All righty. Number 32. They want you to find the slope of line AB, which is this one right here. There's a bunch of different ways you could do it. You could use the points -2, 0, and 2, -2, and find the slope of it. Or you could just count the rise over the run. Down 2, right 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 2, right 4. That's the slope of point AB. Down 2, right 4. Rise over run. Up or down over left or right. That reduces to a -1/2. Some of you forgot to reduce the fraction there. Okay? What is the slope of CD? C to D, people, this is a box. This is a rectangle. These are parallel lines. If you can't assume it, look, down 2, right 4. Still the same thing, down 2, right 4. The slope of A is -1/2. The slope of B, the CD, is -1/2. Name the relationship between the 2 lines and explain why they have that relationship. Okay. Number 1, you got to be able to know they're parallel lines. They have the same slope. So to explain these things, how do I know they're parallel lines? How do I know AB and CD are parallel lines? Because they both came out to have the same slope. I could say, because they both came out to have the same slope, I know that AB and CD are parallel lines. Those are the relationships and the explanation. You have to have them both. Alrighty, page 5 is up next.